Okay guys, here is what you are going to need. Your poblanos, obviously. These are still holding up pretty good considering they're a week old, poor things. Your panela cheese or any cheese you like. Honestly, you can make it Mexican or you can Americanize it. You can use any kind of cheese you like, but I like to use panela and Monterey Jack. Some people will use panela or cotija or Oaxaca and mozzarella. It's whatever you want. You just want a good melting cheese. And this is pretty good. I've made it with Munster before. Munster, however you say it. I've made it with that before. I've made it with queso quesadilla before. And it's all good as long as it melts. So, chiles, cheese. You're going to need some eggs. You're going to use some tomatoes, garlic, onion, and cilantro for the salsa. You need some flour for dredging and some oil for frying. So there's that. Things you're going to need are a skillet for frying. I use the little pot for cooking my salsa, a comal, or just a skillet to brown your chiles on. Now, as far as what you're going to need, sorry if y'all hear Gilligan in the background, I have it on. You're going to need a mixer. Look at how old school my mixer is, y'all. Yes, if it still works, why buy a new one? A mixer, some bowls for the dredging, a plastic bag to sweat your chiles, some tongs for the chiles, and a blender for your salsa. This is my old school blender. I've been using this for chiles forever because that one is my smoothie, no touchy, only for good stuff because you don't want nothing to taste like chiles. So that's what you're going to need to make it. Okay guys, when buying your chiles, make sure they have a little tail or a long enough colita that you can use to dip them. It just helps keep from making too big a mess because it's kind of messy. Just FYI, make sure they have a little tail on them. So what we do is we put them, I've rinsed them so they're going to sizzle. What you do, you put them on your hot comal, and all you're going to do is char them. You want some blisters on the skin. You want some charring. That's just going to give it a nice smoky flavor, and it makes them pliable to where you can play with them. Man, it starts to smell good immediately. If you're sensitive to chiles or any kind, get ready for some breathing issues. Open a window, that kind of thing. These aren't too bad, but if they were like jalapenos or other kind of chiles, boy, it is bad. But these just give off like a really good smell. But I'm going to leave these on here until they get charred, and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to give my little chiles a quick turn. Oops, see what's happening with them. Come on now. See the little blistering they got going on? You want to try and get it on as many sides as you can, because it gives it the flavor and it's just going to help you peel it. So this is what you want all over it. Don't worry, they're not burnt. A little blistering ain't going to hurt nothing. That's what you want. You want to get as much of a sear as you can, but because they're shaped funky, you don't want to squish down on them too hard because then you'll break them and then you'll have a mess in your skillet. So just get as much of it charred as you can. You'll hear all the popping and smell all the yumminess. I'm going to have to turn my fan on because it's getting a little smoky in here, and that's going to irk my nerves. But yeah, you don't want to manhandle them too much, but definitely get as many blisters on it as you can. Okay. So now that they are nice and charred, see, we're going to put them in a plastic bag. Any plastic bag will do. They're nice and soft and pliable. Be careful with them at this stage, because if you're too rough with them, they're going to split. And like I said, you don't want your cheese oozing everywhere. So we're just going to seal them up in a bag, let them steam, and that's going to help us peel them. So while my chiles are steaming, I'm going to go ahead and prepare the salsa for it. Very simple. Roma tomatoes or jitomates. I wonder why they call these jitomates. Why not shitomates or they tomates? I don't know. But they're jitomates. These are the Romas. Depending on how many chiles you're doing, 4 usually works for me because I never make that many. I use this much onion. What, a quarter of an onion? I'm not sure. I do 1 garlic clove, and some people might cringe at the cilantro, but I love the flavor of cilantro. Some people just do your basic red salsa. I like cilantro, so I'm gonna do cilantro. I gotta get my salt over here. Forgot about my salt. And then we are going to blend this up. Okay. Now, some people will roast their tomatoes and their onion the same way and their garlic the same way that we do the chiles, but I don't, just because I don't. So all I'm going to do is chop these in fours. Depending on how awesome your blender is, you don't have to chop them in fours, but I do. I've already rinsed my stuff. Man, I love the smell of cilantro. I love the taste of it. I just do. It makes everything so fresh. But anywho, I'm prepping my maters right now. And wanted to come on and visit with y'all while I do this. Very simple salsa. We are going to cook it. Cook it down a little. Get all your flavors mixed in and delicious. So I got a little pot with some oil heating up in there for that. We are all just straggly. Just getting up out of bed. No, we're all. What if I actually did? That'd be terrible, babas. We're all still pretty much asleep. We stayed up until 7. Got up at... No, baby, don't do that. Got up around 12 something.
Cass, can I blend this?
No, we're not going to blend the lemon. It's left over from yesterday. So drop in your maters.
You're about to get in. You're about to get owned.
I'm about to get owned. How am I going to get owned by a blender?
No, because they're going to split.
Oh, yeah, they're going to mush up.
Splatter.
Yes.
Is that salad?
That's my cilantro. Cilantro. You want to smell it?
Oh. Oh. Smells like raw seed.
Raw seed?
Yeah.
Okay, that's descriptive. Your garlic and your onion.
How the hell are we going to fit?
We're going to put a little water in here. Oh, my salt. Excuse me. I hope y'all don't see my bobo. Hang on. Okay. I was scared to walk that way because I still have on my sleepy shirt. And y'all might see my bobby. A little bit of salt. You can always salt it later. A little bit of water. I need to wash this mess out of my hair. I put this conditioner in my hair to keep splits from coming, and it's a leave-in and it greases me up. But anywho, I just noticed. I notice a lot actually. So before y'all come for me like, ew, Meli, wash your hair. If y'all see me particularly greasy, it's this leave-in conditioner I leave in before I shower because I'm trying to prevent split ends. But anywho, that's not what we're here about. So pour a little bit of water. So a little bit of water in there to help it emulsify. And this is what it looks like. Okay? So now we're going to blend the heck out of it. And right now I think I'm going to pause for the cause.
Yeah.
Because y'all don't want to hear all that whirring. So here is my salsita, nice and blended. It is green because of the cilantro. If I hadn't added the cilantro and just used tomato and some dry chiles like I had planned on doing, it would be red. But when it's just a cheese relleno, I prefer the green. Or if I do a chicken relleno or a seafood, I prefer the green. If I do a beef or pork relleno, because you can stuff these little suckers with anything you want, I would do a red. But the green on the cheese is just so, so good. So now that this is made, I'm going to go check on the chiles. They've been in the bag for about 5, not even 10 minutes yet, steaming. So we're going to peel those little suckers and get to stuffing. Okay. So the chiles have been sweating in the bag for just, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. You can get them out. Now you're going to peel them. Now the roasting process took about 15 minutes. And that all depends on how big your comal is, how hot your comal is. But it doesn't take long. They can burn. So just watch them and flip them and twist them and, you know, keep turning them around. But you steam them and you peel them. And I had a tia, an aunt, who used to boil these. She would blanch them just real quick. She would blanch them and then put them in the bag and then peel them that way. And that worked, you know. But I grew up watching other ladies in my family roast them. So it's just what I do. So I'm going to go ahead and peel these off. Now some of these like little grooves that you couldn't get the char on are a little harder to peel than others. But if you leave a little skin on there, don't worry about it. I've seen people do this. I don't like to do this. I think it takes away sometimes some of the meat. But anywho, I'm going to go ahead and finish peeling these. Get all the char off. And then we are going to slit these little suckers down the belly and stuff them. So yeah, just peel off the char. It's a little time consuming, but it's good food, guys. It's good food. It's just yummy. And if you make these for breakfast, you can make a fried egg to go along the side of them, and it's really good. It's almost like I don't know. It's kind of, you get a kind of chilaquile vibe off of it, but with your chile whole. I don't know. It's just really good for breakfast with a scrambled egg. Fried egg is best, but it's really good with egg. You can even stuff these with cooked chorizo and egg, and bake them in the oven for just a little bit instead of frying them. And it's just as delish. But anywho, just suggestions. Little dude wants chorizo. So once I get these prepped, I'm going to start that. Look at that blister. Y'all hear it? It's just like a sunburn. Comes right off. Okay, hang on, guys. Okay, guys, forgive me if y'all see my fuzzy legs down there, but I want to make sure I have you guys in frame. All we're going to do now is split them. I try and get the flat end and make a little slice in them. And you want to take out your seeds, okay? Now, this is where you can destroy your chile. So just go up in there. Get out as many seeds. Hey, this one doesn't have that many seeds. Is there any seeds in there? You want to get your seeds out, but you don't want to split it open too big because then you won't have anything to stuff. So let's get these out. Not that many in this one. Wonder why that is. I ain't complaining though. You can leave the seeds in there, but it kind of with your eating. Kind of fools with the eating of it all. These are kind of small. You can get a big giant pepper, but this was one of those impulse things that I grabbed when my friend and I were out and about. There, this one has a lot of seeds. The smaller ones have a whole bunch of seeds. So anywho, I'm seeding and then I'm gonna stuff. So make as small a slit as you can. And let me do this last one. Okay. So now, look at me trying to do the veteran cut. Watch me slice my fingers. That'll be disgusting. This is kind of a crumbly cheese, but it melts better than the queso fresco. Queso fresco's not gonna melt too good. But panela, quesadero, Oaxaca, any kind of cheese you want, and as much of the cheese as you want, goes into these little bad boys. You shove them in there, you stuff them, okay? As much cheese as you want. Like I said, you can make these stuffed with chicken. Okay. So you can stuff these with anything you want. You can do chicken or beef or pork or seafood. You can stuff them with veggies. The possibilities are endless, okay? So there's my panela. Panela is real nutty-like. It tastes really, really good. I like the flavor of it. And I'm going to top it off with Monterey. We like Monterey. Well, the people that I make this for like Monterey. So we do Monterey. Get all up in them grooves. Get all up in them grooves. You're making yourself a little chili burrito. A little chili taco. A little chili boat. Okay? That's all you're doing. I'm trying to think if I'm leaving anything out. You roast them. I roasted them for about 15 minutes. And I steamed them for about 5 minutes. And then you do this. Okay. Now, the trick to keep this from becoming an absolute disaster in your skillet, because these are going to be messy. Okay? They can be. They can be a total mess. It's toothpicks, my friend. Okay? Just remember to take the suckers out before you chow down. So, I do a couple of toothpicks. We just want to seal them so you don't ooze all your stuff out. You got some hardcore professional grandmas out there that can make these beautiful chiles without toothpicks, and I'm always in awe, like, how did you not create a disaster in your skillet? Because this girl don't know how to do that. Okay, so we pin them. Now I'm going to set these down and I'm going to cook the salsa because the last thing we have to do is the batter for these bad boys. So now you can do it this way, or you can twine it in like thread, but this is what I do. So let me get this salsa going. Okay, so I have had some oil heating up in this little pot since the stuffing and all, and now I'm going to cook my salsa a bit. Some people like it cruda, which means just raw, just as is, but again, this is just the way I learned growing up. So we're gonna cook that down some. Let that come to a simmer and cook. This maybe 5 minutes. Some people strain it just to get any little leafy bits or tomato skins out. I ain't one of them, so we're just gonna let that simmer and cook. Now we're gonna prep the eggs for our batter. Okay, so the eggs, we have to separate the whites from the yolk. Okay. Oopsie, there we go. I'm gonna have to disinfect my counter. Separate your whiteys from your yolkies. Come on. Come on, little egg. Come on. Come on. There we go. I usually have batter left over, but you can always do something with them. I'm going to have to pause for the cause after I do this and clean, because I've been cleaning as I go. For my new cooks out there, clean as y'all go. Trust me, when y'all's belly is full and y'all been standing in front of a hot stove for a while, the last thing you want to do is have to come right back in and wash dishes. If you ain't got nobody to help you clean up in the kitchen, then by all means do yourselves that favor. Clean as you go. So now you're going to beat your whites until it's fluffy. You're basically making a meringue, and I'm probably going to dub out the sound of the mixers because I don't want to make anybody go deaf. So we're going to whip these up until they're nice and frothy. Okay, so this is what you want. You want a meringue. I alternated for 2 minutes between low and high. I ending up at high. So this is what you want, because now you are going to fold in your egg yolks. And when I say fold in, I mean fold in, guys. Don't go crazy and stir the snot out of it. You want to fold the egg yolks in. Okay, I gotta work fast because my memory is acting dumb. So we dredge our little chiles in flour. Okay. Dredge, dredge, dredge. I'm probably only gonna have time to show you guys one. Then you dunk it in your batter. Remember when I told y'all to save the colita? This is why. You're gonna dunky in that batter. Get it nice and dredged. Covered up in it, okay? Covered up in it. Then you're gonna slide your bad boy into some hot oil. And that's probably all this friggin' phone is going to allow me to do. So I'm going to show you guys the finished product. So this is the finished product. Some people like to cook their chiles in the salsa after. I don't like to do that because the whole point of crisping something up is for it to be crispy. So why soak it in sauce? But look at that. Look at that lusciousness. So this is it. Sorry about all the choppiness. But mama gonna taste this because it's been a minute since I've had one. Just as good as I remember. If y'all try it, I hope y'all like it. I hope y'all could follow. And till my next go round, I love y'all bunches and bon appetit, y'all.